Hello, welcome to the video today. In today's video, we are going to be looking and doing the research for the Broward foreclosure auction. For today's date, we are going to be using AuctionAI, the software, to illustrate how you can use AuctionAI to be able to find these foreclosure auction deals. So the first thing I did was open up the software. I went into Broward and I put in the date, today's date, and now I'm going to click the search button. So it's going to load up the Broward foreclosure auction and start putting properties in. So what I'm going to go over today is really how AuctionAI helps investors, researchers, anybody that has to get this kind of work done for the foreclosure auction. You might be an investor yourself. Maybe someone is asking you to do the work. Whatever the case may be, AuctionAI is designed to really reduce the amount of time it takes you to do it by being able to put the information all in one place. And I'm sure if you've ever had to research the title of properties at the foreclosure auction, you know what I'm talking about. So what we do here is we help investors find profitable deals, make money at the foreclosure auction. And to do that, you've got to be able to have a system to be able to research the properties daily without burning yourself out or burning your budget, because if you know anything about the foreclosure auction, it's that properties can come and go and be added and be removed. And since it's a legal proceeding, it's not a sale, it's a forced sale. That's what the foreclosure is. So this is not your conventional sale where someone's trying to sell their house and then they put it on the market and you buy it and everything's hunky-dory. This is someone who hasn't paid their mortgage, their association assessments, the taxes. They haven't paid a contractor, and that person has started a case, a court case, a foreclosure against the owner, and it has gone all the way through. It has gotten a final judgment, which you can see here, and now it's going to the auction. And at that time that it's going to the auction, at some point it gets added to the auction site where we can see it in here. So with AuctionAI, it seems like we have 5 properties going up for auction today. Some 20,000, some are going starting at 6,000, 12,000. So it gives you a pretty good look. Now, here's where AuctionAI really starts coming in being able to speed up the amount of time it takes you to research. So normally you could just see how much the judgment is worth, but you have no idea what the property is worth without doing your research. But in AuctionAI, we see that this property is worth $80,000 and there's $11,000 in taxes due, which is a good sign, meaning that a bank or someone that would have an interest in paying the taxes is not. And so this property, unit 3L, let us go and take a look at it. Now, one thing that we are going to be adding is the ability to copy individual things, but we can double click and it goes into sales history. We have the sales history, we got the tax bills, so we can see in the tax bills there is, here's this latest one, 418. The balance has not been paid. So let's take that parcel ID. Now another thing we can do is, and we're going to see if this is up here, is we can go to AuctionAI.info, which is the website version of AuctionAI, and what that gives us is the ability to search. Let's see if I can search by the parcel ID. Maybe. Look at this. So you can search by the parcel ID, and if you're not a member, you can sign up, and a trial's only $7. So you get 7 days, $7. You can try it, and then it's only $49 a month, which gives you the basic information. But if you want to go higher than that, We have a silver package, and we have a gold package and a platinum. And that really starts giving you all the tools that you're going to need to be able to find these properties and see if they're a viable deal, saving you an insurmountable amount of time and money, because there's no other tool out there like this. So you get the advanced property search, the map, street, satellite view, the foreclosure auction, the property appraiser, the taxes due, the market value points, the property alerts, receive the newsletter, tax deed information, and then beyond that, when you get into the higher packages, you get to see all the tax bills. You'll be able to see the full sales history, the list of the owner names, the public record, the court docket. You get to see a lot of stuff that would take you a lot of time to be able to aggregate the information to make a decision. So what we're going to do is we're going to log in. There we go. And so now that we're logged in, we should be able to search that partial ID. Go to that property. And it seems like 20,000 worth 80,000 to 1,260 square feet, 70 built in 74, market value 80,000. And here we have all these names of the people that have owned it. So we're going to open up all the links, property appraiser, the photos, the map. Property appraiser, we could see a photograph of it. There's a photograph of the unit or the complex. We see we have our previous sales, warranty deed 51,000 and 2,000. Here we have the map. I don't know why we're not getting the taxes. There we go. Not available. Very interesting. So it looks like this property. Oh, they're calculating the taxes right now. So deed certified prior, but there is taxes due, but we can't see them right now. So we got taxes due. So the next thing we want to find out $3L Zestimate 105. It rents for $1,300. Now if we search this person's name, final judgment, we have the deed. This looks like the mortgage, 2,000. And it was released in 2003. So let me I know there's a few Myrons. Let's go to mortgage and see what we find with Myron. Myron Superior, Myron Nuke. Oh, Daniel. I doubt that's ours, being that it's so much. Let's see this one. Nope. This is something else. So what I did is I searched by the last name because I know that there's Vivian, Stephen, Kenneth, Myron. So we can actually see if we see any of those. And now we're back to that 2000 mortgage, which was released. So for all intents and purposes, this property looks like it has no mortgage. So that's pretty exciting. Definitely doesn't look like there's one. The taxes haven't been paid. Definitely a good candidate for that. Let's go to the next property. The next property we have is 2027. Let's see if we can find it here on the site. So you can see how the site could have helped you real easily find out what's going on. So now the next one we want to do. All right, 2 for 2 right here. Now while we do this, let me just show you what our competition's doing. So let's say you didn't have AuctionAI and you were trying to find out on auction.com what was going on to do some of your research. So let's search. Oh, no results. Very interesting. Let's go to this other unit that has no mortgage, which looks like a great deal. No results. So if you're using auction.com and that's what you think you should be using, I hate to break it to you, but you would not find any of the properties going today at the auction. You would be completely and totally screwed and on your own. But with AuctionAI, you do get the properties, and AuctionAI, since it's built for investors that actually buy at the public auction, which are inclined to see properties going to actual people, investors that care about the community and rehabbing a home, this is the program for you. So now this next property, 2027, it's going to the auction 6,900, around 7,000, market value 114,000, 1,200 square feet, built in 1983, 114,000. Let's copy this name. Let's open all of the links. Property appraiser, last sold 2007 for 180. There's a nice photo of it. There's a nice map of it. Here are the taxes. The taxes are paid, and they have been paid by the bank. So it's definitely Rushmore Loan Management. That's some kind of bank. Here's this final judgment with the association for closing. And just to wrap up that other property, so if you were looking at it with a no mortgage, it's worth around 80,000. Why not bid up to 60-70% of the value? It's definitely a good buy if you can get it for that. So the next thing we want to do, let's go over to the public records. Let's search our owner name. Here's the association. Ooh, and here's a funding that got a final judgment in 2018. But the final judgment is only for $3,000, which looks very nice. So the next thing we want to see, here we have a mortgage for 2013. And let's see if that's for our same property. So what's going to be coming to AuctionAI very soon is you won't have to leave AuctionAI to see any of this. If you have the Platinum package, all these documents and everything that comes up will already be on the page. And where you'll be able to find it is you would scroll down. So you see here, auction information, market value, the most recent sale, the results, the age, the year built, the owner, the mailing address, the case number, the plaintiff, the defendant, street view. Then there's going to be the recent sales history, all tax bills, list of owner names, documents of interest, and right here is where these documents would show up. I guess that didn't work. So these documents would show up right here in the documents of interest, and all of them would be of interest because they're from our friend here, Jason Renda. So that mortgage, let's just make sure. What is this? Is this something else? This is something else. Some other property. This judgment, this mortgage for 126, we're just going to verify that it's for the correct property, and it is. So 126 2013, not seeing any cases that I've opened up. I'm going to check out this 2017 case, but I don't think for that amount. It definitely doesn't look like it's for that mortgage, but we'll take a look. So let's go down here. Statement of claim. Yeah, this definitely doesn't look like a foreclosure of any kind. Credit One Bank, it's like a credit card or something. So that's not another foreclosure. This is the association. And they did a lien for how much? $9.98 per quarter. So it's about $333 a month in assessments. The property's worth $159, rent $650. So if you rent it, you can make like $1,350 to 1,200 square feet, worth about $160. There's this mortgage for $126. It doesn't look like there's any action by the bank. Renda Jason, we'll just check once again. State of Florida, LNVP funding. No. So this is a property, has a mortgage. They're not foreclosing just yet. It's going nice and cheap. We know we can make about $1,300 a month in rent. So this would be a good $1,300 times 8, maybe 10. $13,000 would be a good upper limit for this property because it's for rent. So the bank could start their foreclosure at any time, and that would be a good time to have your attorney ready. So rent it, $1,300. You'll rent it for $1,500, $1,600. Pay the association every month. Make $1,300. Rent it for 10 months. Make your money back, and then make your money on top of it. If in 10 months the bank starts foreclosing, then you now pay the attorney $500 a month. You still make $800 a month on this property, and if you got a good attorney, you may be able to collect that a year, 2 years, who knows. So this is definitely a great candidate. Let's look at the next one. And this is how easy AuctionAI makes this. It really is incredible. Now it just crashed because it still has some bugs. It's a new software. But that's okay. We're just going to run it again. And we can actually find it in our property database. But that's okay. So we checked out the first one. Checked out the second one. The third one, 12,000. Let's go with this parcel ID once again. Let's see if it's on our site. All right, 3 for 3. We are 3 for 3. And let's just check auction, our friends over at auction.com. And our friends over at auction.com, if you were to search this property, nothing. Incredible. So for those investors out there that are using auction.com to find their foreclosure auction properties, man, I don't even know how you're in business. So this property worth 47, going to auction for 12,000. So there's not too much profit, but let's see what its story is, and it may have some equity, or let's see. Let's take a good look. Here it is. Sold for 23,000 in 2008, which is pretty nice. It looks like there was a foreclosure. It looks like the bank foreclosed. Someone bought it for, now I'm deducing this by what I'm seeing here. So someone bought it for 455 or 155, 2005, right before the crash. The crash happened May 20th, 2008, which is my birthday. The bank foreclosed. Deutsche, there it is, Deutsche Bank. They got title May 2008. And then these people that currently own it, they bought it from the bank for 23,000, and then now the association is foreclosing on them for 12,000. 20 nothing, 12,000. All right. So that's a good thing about AuctionAI. You can go back and that's really what AuctionAI is for. Being someone who's done researched thousands of these properties, the biggest problem is just keeping it all, together, keeping your notes in place. And without this tool, you're pretty much starting all your notes from scratch. So you got to write down your final judgment, who it was, because there's a lot of information. And I mean, it's fine. It's all public information. It's all on, you can go to the property appraiser yourself. You can go to the foreclosure auction page yourself. But it's fine that it's all on the website. But if you can't really take in all the information to make a decision, you're either not going to make a decision or you're going to make the wrong decision. And a lot of people I've talked to, they've made the wrong decision because they didn't know how to do the research or whatever reason, and they've lost some serious, serious money. So much so that they've promised they swore off of buying from the foreclosure auction because it's just a place that sucks your money out and you just lose. But that's not the case. It is the case if you don't have a tool like AuctionAI or you're not the best, title researcher in the world. That's pretty much it. And everybody makes mistakes because it's a human system. So, but what you're learning here is one of a kind, and is probably the best title research training that you're going to get in terms of the speed in that you're going to be able to do it. The shortcuts I'm telling you have taken me years to be able to acquire, and I'm passing them on to you. So we say, oh, look at this. So this property has $5,254.99 in taxes due. So the taxes have not been paid. When they were being paid, they were being paid by the owner. There's 2 tax deed certificates. If there's one more, it's going to go up for tax deed sale. So this property most likely does not have a mortgage. Now let me just look at when they from when they bought it and just make sure. But I would sincerely doubt this property has a mortgage based on how much it is, based on how the previous people bought it, how the current people bought it, really. Amrouche Investments, deed transfers, 2015. Amrouche Mahmoud, notice, 305 Garden Lakes, 23. So here they are. They bought this one, 23,000. Now let's go back to just the last name and let's look for a mortgage and see if there's anything that we're not seeing. Okay. And something that AuctionAI can do is we really only need to know or get out. So like right here we have 61 results. We can cut down a lot of the results by limiting the dates. So we could see here 1/2009. So we can reduce our search if we go 1/1/2009 to today, because we know there's likely not going to be a mortgage that happened before they bought the property. That just doesn't make sense. So here now we have 75 documents. How is that? Oh, because we're looking at all of them. How do we get more documents? have less dates. Now we have 6 documents. Now we're talking. Mortgage, 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 mortgage. 200. None of these I doubt are it. My job. So this is another one. No mortgage. 360 Spanish Moss. So if it's worth 47, if it's worth 40, this would be a great buy at 20, 25. Great buy at 25. Great buy at 25. Let's go to the next one. All right. We're almost done here. Village Square Condominium. We got 2 more. We got this one and then we got this one. So let's take a look at this one. Put in the partial ID. Let's search it once again in AuctionAI. Boom, boom, boom. I'm so excited about this tool. This thing is really incredible. And it's only doing... And here it is once again. So we're just batting it out of the park. And I already know the answer to this. But if you're watching this, we've had so many people say, well, why don't I just see auction.com? This is why. This is why we made this tool. If auction.com was doing this, why would we invest thousands of dollars and thousands of hours of time when we could just go get the answers from auction.com? Because you can't. It doesn't exist. It's not there. You can't. They don't have it. They have barely any properties. They're selling their own properties is really what they're doing. Don't mistake it as a place that has information on foreclosure auction properties. It just has information on the properties that they're selling with a handful, a small pickings of other properties. So here's this property, 7561. Let's see, and then we see an auction. You can already see it looks like taxes are paid, sales history. There's a lot going on, but right from AuctionAI, let's open everything up. Open it up. 22211, fantastic. So this property, foreclosure estimate 111. Home value 128. It rents 1,600. Taxes are paid. Taxes are being paid by the bank, a bank. Ceteris is a servicer of sorts for the bank. And we have our owners. We can go back to AuctionAI to get our names to research. We're going to get our first name here. We're going to jump over into public records. We're going to search. We're going to sort it by the date. We're going to scroll down. Village Square Portfolio Recovery Associates. They have a release here. So they're releasing some kind of case. We'll take a look at that. Let's see if we can just figure it out from here. Excuse me. Release. First Franklin. Final judgment. Deed transfer. Deed. Mortgage. 130,000. 2007. Okay. And it's definitely the property. We have a doc extension, which shows us it was assigned in 2009. And then I'm assuming all this action started happening. So there's this big case, and then they got a judgment in 2009 against the Village Square. And they got a judgment, it's definitely our unit, 2211. The unit number is a very good way, if you're wondering, what do you mean by that? So if you're trying to figure out, we're always looking at the documents, and you always want to verify that a document is talking about the property that you're talking about. Because everything else on the surface can look like it's the same property, and trust me, I've had ones where I thought it's the same property, it's the same name, it looks like a very similar look price and time and everything, but it's a different property. So the only way you can know for sure is by looking at it, and when it's a condo or there's a unit number in the legal description, which is how they're always going to have to put it like that. Sometimes they may put it as the proper address, but they're definitely going to put it as the legal description. They're going to have the unit number. So we know 2211 is our unit, and they got a final judgment for $144,000. 151 in 2009. Now this case, being a 2009 case, let's see if just anything else has happened or when the last thing anything happened on this. I'm going to use our little OCR tool. And we're going to copy the case number. We're going to go to the case search, case number. We're going to search case 99. Whoa, that's not. I think I got to get rid of the dashes. 09, there we go. First Franklin. The last thing that happened was in 2009. It was dismissed without prejudice. Dismissed without prejudice. And release. What is it? Without prejudice. Without detriment to any existing right of claim. Okay, so the bank could come back and they could start over at any time on this mortgage. Okay, now let's look at the next one, which I was seeing, this portfolio recovery. Now this may be like what we saw in the other one where it's like a credit card or something, but we're going to take a look. I'm going to step away to the bathroom for 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. So this property has that mortgage. I got a judgment in 2009, so that's kind of your. So based on that, unless I see anything different, the house is definitely upside down. If at most it's worth $128, there's a $144,000 debt. It may have been paid down. Look, this is a small claim, so this won't really affect the property. Now, the next thing we want to look at and see if there's any pending cases right now. That we're not seeing. Chase Manhattan, State of Florida, Village Square portfolio. It doesn't look like it. It looks like First Franklin, Chase. They did those cases back in 2009, and they haven't started up again. So this house is definitely underwater, and they could definitely come back at any time. But this is a very peculiar deal because First Franklin was a home mortgage lender. And then they were bought by, yeah, look. So they went bankrupt. So this is kind of a sleeping bank. So if you're smart, if you're savvy, and you got the right attorney, you should be able to rent this out for a very long time. 1 year, 1 to 5 years, I would say. But you have to have an attorney, and anything can happen. But, so what we can see, let's search, Kevin, let's search him, see if we got anything going on. What the hell is this? Okay. Wow. Village. First Franklin. Yeah, so there is a mortgage. It is underwater, but the bank hasn't done any action since 2009. They filed Chapter 11. They're gone. They disappeared. Someone else would come and do the foreclosure, but there's no assignments on that mortgage. There's no nothing. So this is a great deal, if I'm going to tell you. So 60% of 65, 39. If you can get this property for 35 to 39. No, actually, no, because it's not equity. There is no equity. It's for rent. My apologies. Let's see, how much is the association every month? We're looking at the association complaint, which should have what it is monthly. Let's go. $430 per month. It looks like $450. Let's just round it off. So $450 a month. It rents for $1,600. That means you can pull away like $1,150 per month. So that times 10. You should be able to get at least 10 months, 11.5. Starting at 21. That starting debt may make it a little hard. It's definitely for a lot of months of rent that you'd be looking for. But you might get it. You might get it because if I know anything about First Franklin, it's that they are bankrupt and gone. So it'd be like 20 months of rent would have to be your starting bid. But hey, maybe put in a bid for $11,000 and they take it. I've seen that happen before. So that's the story on this one, and I think we got one more, and we are done for today. And as you can see, how fast AuctionAI made this. Oh man, it's gonna crash again. Like I said, it's a very new software. So, still working out the kinks, but it's simple enough that it works. So, let's just go back. 525. And this is why we haven't released the software to the public, but the website where you don't have these problems. The properties are just listed. So we've already seen the first one, the second one, and now let's see the last one. Let's jump into here, partial ID. Let's go into AuctionAI. Let's search the partial ID. All right, so we're 5 for 5 for today, and like always, we're going to give our friends over at auction.com one more chance to compete, and they are 0 for 5. So if you're trying to bid today and speed up your research, auction.com would have nothing for you. So this one, worth 40, going up for 7. Gordon, we got the name. Let's load all these up. Gordon, let's see what the history is. Looks like bought in 2003, 45,000. Great little condominium complex. Taxes are paid. Taxes are being paid by Ocwen, so being paid by the bank. Zillow wants us to confirm that we're human beings. Looks like it's worth around 56.22, 960 square feet. Zestimate 64,000. So if it's worth about 64,000, let's see what kind of mortgage. It's definitely a mortgage, and they're paying the taxes. So we'll probably find it pretty quickly and make our assessment. HSBC Bank. Ooh, it looks like the bank started a foreclosure against that property in the amount of, so we don't really have to go too much further on this. We already know the bank's in action, and they're letting the association foreclose so that they can foreclose and take the property back. Reply to answer. Oh, look, so they just started their case. And then the association was like, hey, wait a minute. Let us do our thing. Let's see, what do they say? Answer affirmative defenses association. They're like, hey, we don't know about this. We admit this. We admit that. Well, the association's like, you're not the first mortgage. It's pretty interesting. So which mortgage is this? So they're coming for 32,000. Definitely makes it underwater. They started the case in 2017. The mortgage is from 2003, so it's definitely a first mortgage, right? How much is it for? $41,310. Yeah, so first mortgage is foreclosing. It's gonna be lost at any moment. This is definitely not a good deal. But the other ones that we went through, if we just recap real quick, let's see. Can I go back to here? This one, a little too much. A great rental. The bank's not coming back. It's First Franklin. They're not doing any of that. Lakes of Inverary was another good one. No mortgage. Taxes due. This one, 2027. Great rental. Get it for like 13,000. And then the first one, taxes due, no mortgage. Get it for like 40,000. So that's Auction AI. That's how to look at the properties. This is a very powerful training if you know anything about buying properties at the auction, and if you know anything, if you've done it yourself. And the power of Auction AI, both the software, which we don't think we're going to be releasing it in anywhere in the near future because of, like I said, there's a lot of, so it's really kind of a behind scenes. But if you want to access the information that Auction AI collects, I urge you to become a member. Either start the trial or just go for the premium, because at the point right now things are in development and we're going to be updating everything. This is really a prototype so that people that want to see what Auction AI is going to be able to do, they can use the site and be able to speed up their research. But what AuctionAI is really going to do is going to change the entire real estate industry forever. Real estate investing, real estate developing, if you're a real estate agent, whatever side of the real estate transaction you're on, AuctionAI and the technology that we're developing is going to change just the way you do business. So go to AuctionAI, become part of it, become a member, join in, and buy some properties at the auction. Don't let them go to a big hedge fund or another bank and then it's somebody's collecting rent from someone in your community, a neighbor. The whole point of this is to really get investors that are, because real estate investing is not supposed to be about a big bank or a big fund and coming in and scooping everything up. What it's really supposed to be about is being able to buy an asset, buy a property for less than what it's worth, add value to it, rehab, renovate, and then put it back on the market. And it'd be better if the taxes and all the money flowed right within the community. And by making it more accessible with things like Auction AI, we're going to do just that. So hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you got some important information from the training. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching.